Well, hello everyone, and welcome to a bit of a different stream. We're doing freestyle, whatever that is, chess. I better look at the position. And wow, I've never tried this. So this is on chess.com. It's a new tournament every Friday. I'm normally down the pub on Friday, so I don't know how this will go, but it's basically 3 minutes plus one. So you can see the time limit. I think I've only played freestyle chess a couple of times, once or twice with some friends, and I don't really have much experience of it. So we'll see how we get on. No openings, should be quite fun, and maybe we'll play 11 games, and I'll show you who's playing shortly as well in this competition, and we'll just have a bit of fun. So yeah, it's basically 3 o'clock on a Friday. The sun is shining, so I am slightly regretting not being in the pub garden, but I'm sacrificing the pub garden for your enjoyment, so appreciate it. Do give me a like and subscribe, please. That'd be very generous of you. And what is happening here? It's really weird, isn't it? It looks like I've got good space advantage, but my opponent pretty solid as well. I guess he's going to bring the knight back. Then we got like a King's Indian defense kind of position. I don't know if I'm overextended or not. Is there a problem with his knight going there? He's having a good think about this. Maybe I'm just going to take it off if he does that, because I'm not sure I want to allow him to take there. I could also play e4. That's quite interesting. Should we go for that one? If he takes there, I can take one of the pawns. So he's complicating it instead with this move. And do we flick in pawns? Okay, I probably should flick in this one. Now I have bishop over here. Quite a surprising move, forcing his queen to come here. But then I'm going to have to most likely move my knight, because I don't really want to allow this to occur. So if the queen comes here, where am I going to move my knight? Got to watch out for tricks with this as well. I've just seen shit. Ooh, does that work? I hope not. Takes. Okay, he didn't play it, thankfully. Okay, that was a bit scary, that move. I don't know if it worked or not, but it was certainly a bit scary. So now how are we continuing here? Do we just have to move back with the knight? Or do we have somewhere better to go? This one, maybe? My king's not ideal, is it? I'm just going to move back here with the idea of going e4. I'm sorry if you can hear roadworks outside. I'm streaming from somewhere and they seem to have... oh god, and this one is coming. Oh, this is horrible now. This is not going well. First game of freestyle chess. It's going to take a bit of getting used to this. Okay, I have to get rid of that knight because of this pawn, but I did not want to allow this knight to remain on this square, right? Now I think I'm going to go here rather than e4 to try and kill this bishop, and then I'm going to try and get rid of that knight, which is quite scarily placed. But we'll have a look at this afterwards. It's going to take me a while to get used to this. It's kind of crazy chess, and my opponent is now opening things up quite sensibly here. Okay, still interesting. It's a bit different to normal chess, isn't it, where you've got all the theory you've got to learn. And now this pawn could well become weak, but do I have to play g3? Not sure I like this. He's got this horrible connection of these 3 pieces near my king. And my e3 pawn is very weak as well, it seems. So maybe if he takes... I'm going to take this way, but I'm very worried on the dark squares here. And I really want to get rid of that knight. So that knight is hanging around my king. What is that? I forgot about the castling. So you can actually castle, yeah. So that's another thing I'm gonna have to spend a bit of time getting used to. But yeah, I'm struggling a bit against the 2 bishops here. And is there any way I can get some activity? Do I castle here? Is that how you do it? Ooh, look at that! And let's just try to keep a little bit up on time here. I'm definitely a bit worse still with these kind of ideas. But it's not the end of the world, this position. I've got to try to centralize my rooks. If I can get my rooks into the middle, it might be okay. So I'm thinking queen here, trying to get this one over, something like that. bishop here looks a bit annoying. This one as well. But if I take here, he takes on g2. So let's go here, threatening to take that one and try to take the rook. You'll give him something to think about, and I just want to keep him under a bit of time. So now he's threatening this one. So let's move that. But now this could come in. I've got knight d6 there. And this is also quite tempting of him to play. Really worried about a knight coming here now, but what can I do? Oh, he's attacking everything here. Can I play this? Is this defending stuff? It looks really dodgy at the moment. Don't get me wrong. But... okay, now if I take here, what's happening there? Takes... Doesn't look good. So here, then he takes here. Queen takes. This one probably dropping. I have to try something like this. Don't like this. I'm really pinned up and I'm just stepping into a knight fork. That was not a great move. Okay, I'm gonna have to take something for better or worse. So we're gonna take this one. And a nice move from my opponent there. Straight in. Is that a killer? Might be a killer. It's definitely a killer. Ah, oh, God. And yeah, well, that's a lot of pieces down, isn't it? So we have to resign this. And where is the resign button? Play, resign. Okay, so that was strange. That was a bit of baptism of fire, but hopefully it'll get better after that game. Who were we actually playing there? Kravstiv. So I think it was going all right, but again, we won't look at openings too much. And around here, I'm quite happy. But I lost my concentration a little bit, and maybe after knight g4. Okay, f3 is all right, but I don't know about this whole plan of bishop over here. This seemed a bit dodge. Potentially, I should just move the knight, force his knight to move. And the way it went. Yeah, there was definitely some little tactic floating around here. Maybe you can just take this straight away. This was the move I was worried about. And then after takes, bishop takes here, because it's nearly checkmate. But I think I can play e3, and I'm going to be all right. I was trying to analyze this move now, but it doesn't quite work because we take things off on this square. So, all right, a bit of a dodgy first game, but, you know, we're improved. We haven't tried this for a long time. Freestyle chess, so we need to get a little bit in the swing of it. 10 games to go, so new kind of tournament, new kind of thing, and these are the players playing. So you've got Hikaru at the top, Magnus Carlsen's playing, and still very strong. Not as many people as Title Tuesday, 227, but it's a good mix of players there, and you got loads of strong players. It looks like you have to be a title player to play as well. It's a bit elitist, isn't it? So it's quite similar to Title Tuesday, just with random pieces. So I don't know what your thoughts are about Fisher Random, or whatever you call it, Chess 960, freestyle chess, loads of different games you can call it. My opinion is it's quite good, but I don't think it's going to catch on. I mean, I think this guy's tournament that he's doing, this billionaire, it's a bit of a luxury, isn't it, really? I mean, he's just enjoying himself. I can't see it catching on. The reason for that is I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, multiple times, believe it or not. Not all knowledge. Is that, you know, for chess, you've got some spectators. I don't think you've got many spectators, but you've got some because they can follow the opening. But what the hell is going on in these positions? You know, how are you supposed to follow what's happening in Chess 960? It's really, you know, because if you're watching the games of the top players, if you're a much lower rated player, I think you can appreciate and understand what they're doing at the start of the game. At least you can pick up parts. But in Chess 960, it's not like that. I mean, how are you supposed to follow positions like this? I don't know. It's not easy, right? So let's now just get this bishop looking the right way. Castling. Look at this castling move. Okay, now I'm gonna. That's a stupid idea. So because he's always got bishop here. Now well confusing this. I'm going to go here with the idea of going d5 at the right time. But let's play this one. This is a bit more aggressive, so I'm not going to castle. We'll try to do it slightly different. And this was the obvious move. We've got to try to get rid of this knight. So the principles remain the same, but of course there are no openings. You still want to have some control of center, get your pieces out, get your king safe, all the normal palaver. Okay, now I should be happy because his knight seems to be a little bit overextended, and he can't do this move because of this. And I feel like I should be able to get some chances to attack his king, right? So this move I don't feel is anything. Now if I come over here, bishop here, let's try to keep pushing this. If he attacks my knight, well, that does open up my bishop. Maybe he should do this. So he's trying to get counterplay over here. This is a good move because this rook is a little bit funny. So do I have to play this now? But then his knight comes to a good square. So this was a good move that he played. He's going to get counterplay along here, isn't he? I don't want to do anything with this because this pawn is doing a great deal. So no, I don't want to go there because this one goes. So how do I keep everything in touch? Can't take that one. Maybe I have to. Yeah, I don't know. This is a bit tricky. Okay, let's go for this move. Not sure about this because I feel like my knight might be going the wrong way, but I need to defend this rook because I really want to keep these pawns here because it keeps his pieces out. But obviously he's going to go most likely knight here and get some play on the queen side. So this was a very good move that my opponent played. And I'm really want to concentrate on the king side, so I want to play like this and try to generate attack. I'm not sure still how. I've got knight here blocking up any counterplay, but now he's trying to bring his queen over here and attack a pawn. So another good move from my opponent. So I think I have to play this now, but I really don't want to for some reason because his knight comes here. Okay, if he comes over the queen, I've got queen here, so it's still okay. And if he takes, can I do something clever there? Don't know. Here takes queen here. Let's try that. Let's try that sacrifice. So if he takes here, I'm going to go queen here. And I'm hoping that this will give me something. I think I must exchange queens here. Don't really want to exchange queens because it takes a lot of attacking chances away. But what else can I do? And I've still got this quite nice pawn structure in like middle game and ending. If it comes to that. And I might well play this pawn on at some point to get control of this square for a knight. That might well be good. But maybe I'll put it here and try to kill this bishop. So still looks all right at the moment in time. We're playing FM from Poland. Okay, he's coming back again. And yeah, I mean, I really don't know if he wants to take this or not. This is who knows? Who knows in this madness? Now, do I take here? Okay, let's take that one. Change my mind. I could have gone there, but this is a bit quicker. And now, if we go here, what is that like? Bloody confusing, this game. Bloody confusing. This is also like a move I'm kind of considering, but I don't really believe it. Okay, let's get it over here. Now, if he comes back here again, I've got to be a little bit careful, but he didn't, thankfully. And what am I doing here? What am I doing? Rook here, then he could come over. Oh, this is actually really tricky. So I don't like my last move. Okay, I'm just gonna. I should have been playing this move straight away, and I've got 20 seconds left, and I'm now playing it and allowing him a tempo, which is certainly not wise. As his knight comes in here, and when the knight comes here, I've got to watch out for stuff on a6. So this is a logical move, and his queen is so strong because it's kind of threatening to come in both ways. So I really want to do something like this to try and force that away. But this was the star move, wasn't it, from my opponent? Pawn here. So I think bishop here must be next. Now this one is kind of the scariest when this check over here is lingering. So maybe I have to move a rook there if the knight comes in to try and stop a check. And okay, so we'll quickly go here. Now this check is still playable, very playable actually, because I put myself in a pin, but it does. Okay, I'm just stopping this one. I want this move. Now he might have pawn here, I've just realised, but I can take that bishop. So it doesn't quite work. Okay, how are we defending that? Simon. Oh, hitting this weird pawn. Now, can I get something over here? Oh. Right, got to kick this knight away. But then he takes there because my king is in a pin. So we need to move the king somewhere. Let's get it out of the way, because now I really want to get rid of this knight. His last move didn't seem to worry me too much. Okay, I've dropped an important pawn there. Ah, too short time. Too short on time. Got to keep these guys on. I'm dropping things everywhere. Okay, check. What else to do? Oh, it's hectic this. And there goes another pawn. This is pretty desperate now. So this is not even going to help either, is it? Oh, he's blundered. He's blundered. Wow. With no time on his clock. We do get increment, don't we? I think we do. He had a completely winning position again. Seemed like he outplayed me somewhat there in the middle game. This is quite intense. I think I should have stayed down the pub, really, you know. That would have been a little bit more fun on the Friday. But we have won a game, which is nice, because we were struggling a bit there. And his start move, and this is why it's probably quite good for your chess playing these positions. I mean, I think I have quite a nice. I think I'm doing quite nicely when I get this guy in here. So let's get to that point. It felt like I was doing all right, but now this is a really annoying move. So I should most likely try to stop it with something like here. His position's not too bad, but I mean, this is a bit more space for me. But he played this really good move, G4, and now it's all gone a bit wonky. But he did spend a bit too much time, and he's managed to allow me to get my first win. So I will take any win that I can get. And at the top, how are the guys doing at the top there? Is Magnus up there? Magnus is playing in this tournament, but he doesn't seem to be on 2 out of 2. So I can't see him. So we've got Denz, Lazaric, and Hikaru, the normal lot. And in with the next round. So we're playing Mops. Who's this? Dmitry Kushko. Okay, right. And it just takes me a while to... Okay, look at this. This is all normal over on this side of the board. That's very bizarre. But it feels like we want to get the bishops out. And you notice I love pushing the pawns 2 squares rather than 1. Because I want to still play as aggressively as I can. And what next is a good question. Okay, well, we've got to get the guys out. So let's get the knight out. And I expect I'm just going to play a little bit traditional and castle in this one. Because this is actually quite a normal setup over on the king side. So the reason it's 960, there are 960 starting positions, blah, 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 blah. And I expect at some point some sado out there will memorize all 960 positions and have developed some opening theory for each one. Magnus, is that you? But we're a long way off that yet. And oh, what was that? That's not what I wanted. I don't even know how to castle in this game. It's embarrassing. But we're not there yet, thankfully. Okay, right. So what is happening here? How do I want to position thy pawns? I think I want a pawn here, but if I go straight away, he's going to take it. So let's prepare this one. That was an interesting gambit there. I don't know if that would have worked. Bishop takes, etc., etc. So he has taken this space now and pieces. So I don't want him to get 2 pawns there, but we can try to maneuver around the light squares a little bit. We got this one. And how we can do that? Well, this queen is not doing a great deal. Do we do something with that? Let's maybe give it a little bit more option of coming over here on the diagonal. This square could be potential. He's doing the same. So I'm just going to control the square. Now he could come in. That was my idea, but I've got a number of knights there that can hit him. So he's gaining space. And okay, we'll let him do that. And now I'm going to move my queen in for now. And if he goes here, we're going to try to use those light squares. Got to watch out for knight here, I suppose. This might not be a terrible move. Against here, can we come over here? Well, maybe, but again, I really don't want to allow him to do this. So maybe my bishop should even be coming into this square, just to blockade things in the middle of the board. So let's do that. That looks as good a move as I can think of as any, because now if he goes here, I keep a piece in the middle and trying to play with the pieces. So maybe this move, just to stop his knight coming over here, could be an idea as well. Right. Now his knight wants here now. Then pieces could start to get trapped. Knight here, queen back here. How is that? Okay, well let's see. Not sure. I can put my queen here and my bishop here, but that looks really stupid. But it's a stupid game, this anyway, isn't it? Okay, so he's trying over here to sneak in. And I think I need to get my queen out of the way of some things. So weird positions you get, and that's I expect why a lot of people like this 960. I don't know if you guys have a lot of experience playing this yourselves. 960. I certainly don't. I mean, it'll be quite good. I mean, there's something like 90% of all chess books are on the opening, maybe even more. So the major advantage of chess 960 is that we don't have to worry about any of that crap, right? So chess books become openings. There's no opening books. You don't need to buy any books anymore. You'd save yourself a fortune. Think of all those chessboard courses that you've brought. You don't have to worry about them anymore. Okay, so what are we doing? He's coming in here, maneuvering nicely. Yes. I can't move this rook because of this check. This knight is also good. Getting some horrible positions, aren't I? Let's be honest. They're not pleasant, these positions. Let's get the king one out of the way. Now, if he comes here, I will throw this in, but I don't think it's going to do anything. How am I getting any play here? So he's moved away. And now he wants this square. And I don't want him coming in that square, but can I do anything about it? I can't see how I'm going to do anything about that, right? Knight here. And then in. Not looking nice. Okay, I'm going to move my knight back to at least be able to exchange that one off. But his knights are doing a great job here. I really wanted to play for this to try and open things up, but I'm not going to be able to do that. And this is another grand mess I've got myself into. Do we throw the A pawn up the board? I don't really know what I'm doing here. The only other idea is move the knight here. Let's try that. But I mean, now he's consolidated these guys as well. It's probably not achieving a great deal. So it's pretty horrible, this position. Oh, and he's blockading it all up. So I've got to keep some lines open. Not many, but I've got to try. And look at this piece as well. It's horrendous, this. Horrendously bad. Okay, well, I'm at least glad to get rid of that one. And I've now got one plan. I think he should have stopped that. I'm not saying this is still bad for him by any means, but he might have had better options. And again, I'm actually quite quick at 960. This is one form of chess where I seem to be all right on the clock. So I'm just moving that back because I didn't want him to take me. Take me. And am I going to get any counterplay at the right moment? He's trying to come in with all his pieces. And let's now try. It's getting tactical now, so let's try and use this queen to annoy him. And this is now just a mess. This is just a mess. So I'm going to do this one because I want to get my bishop out. And what have I missed? He's coming with a big check. Bloody hell, I missed that one. So we've got to go here to cover the check and attack his rook. Still very complex here. And we have to go here. We have to move back. Am I going to get mated here? It's certainly a possibility. And we've got to watch out. But he's blocked his pieces in now. Now we've got rook coming over. Is he mating me? Can't see the mate. But he might well be getting himself mated. Whoa. Take that one. We're going all the way up. Oh, we got there in the end. The story of my games here is like, play very quickly, get myself a horrible position, because all these guys probably know the theory already, get a little bit worse position, but then somehow get some magical win on time or random checkmate attack going. And I think my position was disgusting, don't get me wrong, but there were a couple of moments. This is horrible position. I mean, I got no counterplay, but there was a couple of moments where things started to get a little bit better, and one of them was when his knight came in here. Now, I don't think he should play this, because this gives me, it blockades up a lot of lines that he might want to use. The C line. It allows my king to come here. Look at my knight. My knight is horrendous. It can't move, so he's allowing me to exchange it off. My bishop can't move. I can't move anything. I can't get a rook to the open file. This is even worse than mine is this. But as soon as he comes in here, I feel that I'm doing a lot better. I'm still losing, but I'm doing a lot better. I'm not as losing. I'm just a lot of mindlessly losing. And at least I can get some counterplay over here. So that was really his bad move. Bloody hell. Weird stuff, this. So we're actually on 2 out of 3, which I think's all right. I mean, I don't know what score we're going to get this week. We lost the first round, as you do, but 2 out of 3 is reasonable. And let's have a look at the standings as well, so you can see. Maybe hopefully we get to play some good top players. These are the guys on 3. Is there games going on here? There's a couple of games going on, and can't see. Well, Hans is on 2.5, so there we go, because he's playing. He's qualified for one of these big events, isn't he? And I can't see Magnus now. Is Magnus not there anymore? What's happened to him? So there's a lot of good players on 2. So, like I say, it's fun to try something a little bit different anyway. And I don't know if you're going to learn anything from this stream, but it's maybe some middle game, how to get out of crap positions. It might be what I'm trying to do here. And by the way, I mean, have some random thoughts, but do you think crabs on this? I don't know why I was having this conversation. I was obviously wasted. Do you think crabs, when they're on the sea bed, do you think they think fish are flying? That is the question of the day. Do crabs on the seabed think fish are flying? Okay, anyway, on to the 4th game. That's what this kind of mad, crazy chess reminds me about. Like, quick, weird stuff going on. Okay, so this looks like a normal-ish position, right? Normal-ish. I'm not saying ish. Now, I normally move them 2 squares, but that looks a little bit loose here to me. Let's go Sicilian. Because I like, one thing I like doing, I probably shouldn't be doing this because I'm getting bad positions every game. I like putting my knights behind the pawns. I don't know why I like doing this. And now we're going to play the dragon. So, weird. And this could actually become quite normal, quite quick, this position. Except for this stupid bishop here. Look at that. That's ridiculous bishop. What are we going to do with that one, guys? Well, let's just try to get the pieces out first. So, a knight over here now looks tempting. Oh, he's trying to come in there. We're not allowing that. None of that cheekiness. He was trying bishop c7. That is just the pure cheek of the individual to try and do that. And This position isn't as bad as some of the other positions I've had, but it can still get there. So yeah, I mean, the most important thing in any kind of chess you play, especially if you're a lower rated player, it doesn't matter what kind of chess you're playing, is always to look at your opponent's last move and try to work out what their plan is. So knight there, you've got to work out, well, what's he now pointing at? And if you do that in classical chess, any chess, you're going to get better immediately. Get in your opponent's mind and try to think of their ideas is a key concept. Okay, so he's supporting this square, Fez, and now I can move around it. A little bit worried about this bishop maybe coming there, but I don't know. Do we get this bishop here? Don't know if that helps. Let's move the bishop anyway, because there's this weird castling concept which people seem to do in this game, which again, I still haven't grasped the concept of castling in Chess 960, but I don't think my bishop's very well placed here, but it's more to castle. So can we castle now? How do we do it? Oh, I didn't think it was over there. I thought the king went there. It's a good thing that I didn't. That was actually quite lucky, because that could have gone horribly wrong. Okay, now don't move the knight there, Simon. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, now I honestly thought it was castling to a different square there. Bloody hell. Okay, now it might be time to do something like this, but I feel this bishop is something we can angle for, because the only problem when I go pawn on is this one. This knight is the pain. If I get rid of this knight, I'm quite happy. I can push this knight away and maybe play stuff like this. And I've got some nice dark squares in the center of the board, like for my knight. My knight has some tasty squares. So he's going here. Maybe the idea of coming in. Interesting. Here, check, takes, and he comes in. I could sack the exchange here, but let's not do that. Now f4 is a little bit worrying when he's coming over on that area of the board. I need to kick this knight away. This is what my whole plan is based around. This move e6. So f4, I have to play e6. My knight is badly placed. He can also maybe play g4, but then I come back. So okay, so now away you go. Let's get rid of that one. That's a real pain, that knight. If he comes here, maybe I can pop out here even. And if he comes back, where do we go? Okay, let's take the central square. His knight was really annoying, so let's try to get our knight in. Maybe the other knight should have gone there, though. And the immediate idea, though, is b5, b4. Move that knight, and I've got this knight here. So he stops that, so we're going to move the other knight in. This was a good move. He dealt with my threat. This is, I don't know, it's not actually achieving a great deal. Can I play some move like this? Really want to play this. Okay, so I'm going to move my bishop, trying to prepare this move. I don't think I'm even threatening it as of yet. Now, g5, very risky. Bishop here, knight here. So do I have to come back? Or no, because he takes there. Here, takes. He's got too many. So we have to play in, meaning giving up my knights, unfortunately. But this bishop is still pretty tasty. So it's quite a traditional position now. d5 coming. I've got the advantage of two bishops, and I think that is an advantage with this dark square bishop mine. He can't take there because his knight is actually hanging. And it should be a little bit better. I'm not saying a lot, but a little bit. So here, let's do that, because he has to take, and that allows me to take some play in the middle of the board. Maybe I'm going to win a pawn here, a pawn on d3. So this move looks pretty decent. Position is okay. One of the better games so far, and I should not jinx myself. He's got a lot of pawns on pre. He's got a knight on pre. My bishop's always going to defend my king. He should not be able to get through to my king in this position. Now, do I take a pawn now? Yes, I'm going to take a pawn now. And I don't know which one I was going to take, but this one has a threat, and let's come back, and I might even take the other one. Let's do it. Let's take the other one. Why not? I've got queen e5 always. So he's trying to do something with his knight. But as I said, my bishop controls so many squares. And I'm just going to consolidate now. If he goes here, I come forwards. and because I'm material up, I can attempt to make some exchanges using those dart squares. The dart squares are very nice. He can't move his rook there because his knight drops, so he's actually trying to swap off into an ending, which of course should not work for him. I'm going to get this pass pawn. I'm also going to grab myself another one. Thank you very much. And he's going for a blockade here, but I've got a lot of pawns now racing up the board, and I've got those two bishops that we mentioned, and this one should break the blockade. Here comes Derek, and that move is pretty much him resigning. So we're on 3 out of 4 after the first loss in the first round, and we actually played our first good game there. Come on. I think that was pretty smooth throughout, just like milking a cow. I say milking a cow. One of the most times I laughed recently was in a bar in Maitan, by Lake Maitan. Is that how you say it? In Northern Iceland. And as probably told you in the last video, I was sharing a place. Lovely, absolutely lovely guy, a farmer. And he's a farmer basically, who let me stay at his house, and he has cows to milk. And it was just, you know, when sometimes you have these very stupid moments, and stupid is good. We should be more stupid in life. I'm bloody stupid, as you probably are aware, outside of the chessboard. Far too trusting and far too stupid. And being stupid is good, just laughing about stupid shit. And basically, I was, we were late in the bar. It's like 1 a.m. You know, we had a morning game next round, but who cares? Quite drunk. And the farmer was there, and it was just his description of milking the cows. Yeah, and there was just something about it. There's about 8 of us around a table, and he was giving us a good description of how he milks the cows. It was just hilarious. I don't know. It was just really surreal, and I'm just like, what the hell? So now I just like I have this, which milking the cows kind of, concept. So when we're bringing the bacon in, we're milking the cows. Oh yeah, we're milking the cows. That is milking the cows, by the way, just in case you're wondering. I have explained it. All right. So I don't know if there's a break now or anything like that. It looks like there is. So before we go there, let's have a look at the standings. We should get some good games. We actually, I'm not saying we're playing well, but that last game was better, and every position is quite weird. So these are the people on 4. No Hikaru, no Magnus. It's quite interesting. I think, doesn't Den Lazarick win it every week, it seems? I don't know why that is. He shouldn't be, really. Should he? You got Hans on 3.5. And then where is little GingerGM out of the 250 players? We're on 3, so we should be somewhere around here. Come on. Where are we? There we are, 33. And who else have we got up here? 3 out of 4. We're up there with a nice little, group of people, and we will try to continue crushing some foes. And then I've got a little bit more work to do, and I might be able to grab 1 pint on this beautiful Friday, where I'm starting playing chess 360 or 960, whatever it is, but I can see the sun is shining. But next game starting soon. We're doing all right. We're on 3 out of 4. First time I've done this. It's really weird. I was saying earlier, I don't think it's probably as fun to watch, is it, as normal chess, because it's harder to know what the hell's going on, right? Normal chess, you can at least like, oh yeah, I played that opening. Oh, I've seen that. Oh, look at that Wally, he doesn't know his theory. In this, it's like, that would be my concept to this. But anyway, next game starting soon. All right. So we are now into round 5, and forget about the ratings on this, because no one here has played any freestyle chess before, so the ratings are all random. And we have another weird starting position. The only thing I'm seeing is this pawn. So my first thought is to get a pawn here, because I love pushing the H pawn. Get a queen there, game over, happy days. So let's keep pushing the H pawn. And see if we can get anywhere with that. Now, next up, let's try to get the pieces in the game. F5 seems to be a square that could come in handy. But I'm just trying to give as many of my pieces as I can, some Luft, so I'm opening up the bishop there, and my opponent's now stopped me coming in there. Well, not stopped it, but put me off. And what do we do now? Do we play d4 and open it up? Why not? Let's play this, because the queen might want to try to come round. You know I love attacking, so everything I'm doing is aimed at that. Now here, his last move blocks his queen in. He's very quick, this guy, which is not good for me, but I seem to be quicker at this than I do normal chess. What's going on? Very bizarre. And I'm just trying to attack his king. So the next thing I'm thinking is maybe we can swing Rookalino around, but also little h6 is possible, and I'm going to play h6 because f6 is weak. He can't play here because of take, and we're just trying to get through to his king. He's really blocked his queen in with these two moves. So I'm probing away at his dark squares over here, and I can now bring his king a little bit into the center. But his last move was quite good, wasn't it? I don't need to do that straight away. My bishop is on pre, so okay, let's throw some more pieces towards him. This knight can try to travel in his general direction. He's stopped that, and he's threatening something here. So that's an annoying move that he's played, because this is a frustrating. Okay, so we should take here once, because now my queen's got b3 in some positions, I'm thinking. Now, do I go queen b3 now, or do we take here first, or do we play something weird like rook h4? Rook h4 is a bit too trippy, I feel. My knight, okay, rook h4, I don't know, rook h4 is kind of calling out to me. Okay, if it's calling out, I'm going to play it. I don't really believe it, but I just thought it might have some use here. And if he pushes the pawn, I can slide here, attacking the knight. But even that, I'm not sure, because he has bishop here. Okay, so he's coming here, so I've got to go here. And another advantage having my rook on h4 is I stop the knight coming in. And he's done a good job of defending my threats so far. Can I maybe get bishop to a2? Oh, I should have taken on g7 earlier, shouldn't I, to stop that idea. Keep forgetting about this castling thing. And now we can go knight here now. So that's what I wanted to do. So let's get the knight in. Bit more pressure on this one. Let's move the queen back. He was threatening d4. Again, always look at your opponent's last moves. And now his king yet again, boom, is looking pretty weak. I did not even see that move to start with. And let's move this guy in here. With some big threats. All of a sudden, his king in a lot of trouble. Did I have something strong with that? I couldn't see it. But this move, very scary, because we're threatening f6 in some positions, and I don't need to move this bishop away quite yet. Move the bishop away, the knight coming in here. Deadly threats on the board. Do I have anything else strong? How does he defend this? I can't see how he defends this easily. He can move his knight like f8. That is maybe his best defense that I can see in this position. I could always just pick up this rook as well. Maybe that's the simplest option I've got. But this is the only defense I can see to the threats. But it might even be, it's very close to mate. I check king here, rook check, knight h6. Check king here. And then, well, we can start eliminate things. I can't see a mate in that variation. The other idea I want to do is get my queen somewhere where it could partake in the party. Okay, now this should really be mate. Surely this is mate somehow. Well, what if we just take there? I don't know if it's something stronger, but this is a good start, surely. My bishop still has a discovered check. I'm threatening the knight. If the knight moves, boom! Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Knight g6 is checkmate. Boom! Look at that. We've still got the magic. We've still got it, even in chess 960. And yeah, he was getting a little bit destroyed at the end. I'm quite enjoying this now. 22 move crushing victory. That is much more like it. And it was quite interesting. Quite interesting. I suppose is one of the things I love about this chess 960. You can push Harry up the board, and it kind of looks normal. And it felt like my position was pretty comfortable from the opening. I was really quite happy around here, right? Because this little H pawn is dangerous. This is how Alpha Zero would play chess 960, and I feel that my knight should be coming this way. Maybe this not quite correct. But what about his rook h4? This was either a stroke of genius or the move of a madman. But I'm just covering some squares, and also just trying to give my rook a little bit of oomph. But the problem he had was his little assassin on b1, and all of a sudden this little assassin, it was remarkable how it came to life. Boom! Oh, I didn't do that first. I missed it to start with. We both missed it. Boom! And now I'm just seeing if there's a quicker way to win. There's knight g4 the computer's given at some point, and yeah, there must have been any. Okay, apparently check. The quickest way is here and here, but that's hard to see. This is clearly crushing, because now we must be threatening something like bishop here. Checkmate, pretty much. You know, nearly checkmate. And the rest of the game was okay. So we might be nearer the top of the standings. Hello, hello, hello. Let's refresh, because it's nice to see your name at the top. Even though I did lose that first game, of course. Where are we? Are we up there? Oh, our name's not even up there. That's not very fair. There we are. We're 20th. That's not too shabby. You know, above Magnus Carlsen. Maybe above Hikaru. We're about halfway through the competition. And I know there are less players this time. We're above Botnik, who wins it most weeks. And we're doing all right. Even though we've had some horrible positions. The positions are only just getting better at the moment. You know, they're just getting a little bit easier to play. But I do actually wonder if anyone has prepared for this kind of chess. Do you think people actually prepare for chess 960? That would be so sad. They'd be like, hello Dave, what are you doing? What are you doing this weekend?
Well, I've got to prepare position 231 in chess 960. I'm gonna get my laptop out, the latest computer, and I've got about a file to do on it. I need to know what to do against my opponent's main responses.
What are you doing Sunday, Dave?
Well, I've got to prepare position 441.
Yes, I do make a very good nerd, and I can talk like a nerd when I need to. Can't quite pull off the nerd look always, but you know, maybe if I did have a normal haircut it'd be easier, but there you go. Alright, so we're in a good position. The next game should start soon. We're in round 5, so we're getting near halfway. And let's see if we can keep playing some alright chess. And I think we're going to play these unconventional ideas of pushing pawns 2 squares, pushing the rook's pawn, and then just trying to get the pieces in. This is the way I play chess 960. Push as far as you can, rook's pawn, pieces in. This is how we roll. This is how we rock and roll. Okay, right, next game starting any second. Okay, so we're playing Sindarovl from Uzbekistan, and he's starting a very normal way, getting the bishop out. Let's play this one again. Move the pawns 2 squares, get the pieces in. I think Sind is very strong player. Actually, even though he's a CM only, he's much higher than that. And again, we're going to go with the strategy of moving the pawns 2 squares. I'm doing this because this looks like a kind of useful bishop here. And I'm sorry about my pronunciation. I honestly, it's just terrible, and I do apologise for that. We don't want to give this square up. So knights behind the pawns. This is kind of my strategy, isn't it? I put the pawns to shelter. Give me shelter. That's the Rolling Stones, isn't it? Good song. And don't start throwing your knights at me. That's not very polite, is it? Give me shelter. Is that knight doing anything? Is he coming in here or something trippy like that? Probably, but okay, I don't know. We'll just let him come in there if he wants to come in. I'm trying to get my queen somewhere better and cover this square because my idea is actually to come through the middle. I'm not going to castle again. I can't see myself castling. Now he's trying to get his queen out. So let's do this one. You can take my bishop, but I want to get my pawn through the center, and this move is clearly aimed at covering the square in front of King EO. So he has gone over here, fair enough, and now I think we need to be consistent and do this, and I'm very glad for my light square bishop. Without the light square bishop I would not be as happy here. Can he flick this one? And this is the kind of trippy move that you play in this kind of chess. Look at that, I can even predict the trippy ass moves, and my trippy ass reply is going to be this with some swinging action going on. I don't know what this is, and I might force him to take my bishop at some point. But actually, rook here, he's got to have some. He's got to deal with that in some way because you want to activate all your pieces. Like I said, pawns up, try to go for the wing. If you can't, pieces in. This is the strategy. Pawns up, pieces in. And I wonder if can I castle here? Is that castling kingside or queenside? It's so complicated. Would I go there if I castled? This is the only rule I'm not sure how to cast. Because can you can't? No, because your rook can't castle through the. I don't know. Right. So I think the route one tactic is going to be this swinging move because we want to. Oh, he castled. He's not allowed to do such moves like that. That's not fair. Didn't expect that. Okay, we're going to continue with this. I didn't think you could. He's not allowed to castle. His king was nice and juicy in the centre. My idea here, by the way, is this and this, which is a little bit wacky. So he's playing also quite wacky. Now I can exchange queens. Maybe that's wise, but pawn here is much more challenging. Now, will I get my knight trapped? I hope not. Will he get his king trapped? Well, my knight is getting quite close to being trapped. Takes here. He's got this check. Now, I think I'm going to have to move this rook back. This didn't work out particularly well, did it? Where else can this go? Takes knight here as a response. Maybe I'm just concentrating the wrong area of the board. Can I get anything? No, nothing going on over there. Knight here is a. That's ridiculous, Simon. You can't do such moves as that. Surely, no, you can't. You've gone mad. Move this rook out of the way. Play something normal. Be a normal human. We'll go here, and don't be normal. So, getting confused there, aren't I? Can I castle now? No. Okay, move the rook. The rook is that idea you had was atrocious. Okay, let's get the rook out of the way. My opponent came up with a good response to that. Now I might have this a knight here if he plays h3. This is, but then takes. So that's what I'm banking on. But I thought my rook was a little bit exposed on that square. And now here comes. Okay, well I've got to play this now. Got to play this. And his knight can indeed come in. And we have again a very strange position. This move is starting to scare me a little bit because my king is exposed. That move does indeed scare me, but e3, I just realised that's not a bishop. I thought that was a bishop. It's not a bishop. Don't panic yet, Simon. That's not a bishop. Okay, now I think we come back here. I don't know if there's any tactics there. Can't see it at this moment. And let's move towards his king. Enough of this play on the wrong side of the board. And I fell for this kind of idea before, didn't I? Where he braked like that. But we'll close it up there and go for the king side. This kind of idea. Pushing the h-pawn. So he's trying to block it. Let's full steam ahead. And he can. I forgot that one's there. Jesus. Totally forgot about that one. But it's only a pawn. Not the end of the world. Okay, this one will still try to attack Come on, we just got to go for it over here. Keep pushing and throwing them in. In we go. Complex position, but I should not have messed around with my positional play as much as I did. So I've gone quiet because it's so weird. Okay, I want this square for my knight. Okay, I want my rook on the open Harry, or whatever file it's called. Why do I do that? Stupid idea. Panicked. That was a panic move, that was. Absolute panic. Oh, he found a good move. Bastard. Come on, lose on time. Make it easy for me. Shit. Am I getting... Oh no! Oh, that was so close, and I should not have lost that one at the end. Oh, what an idiot. I thought I was quick, but okay, so what I should have done clearly at the end, I should just take the queens off and then play here. So this is okay. But now I should take the queens off, and I think this is basically game over, right? Rook here. This should be winning, so I'm picking up his knight. He can go king c2 again, so it's not as clear, but I think I played that quite well. I feel like I outplayed him in the middle game, and the way this 960 goes is actually like, it's not always who plays the best moves, right? But I got what I thought was a very nice attack around here, but it wasn't ever so clear, right? This looked like I was piling on the pressure, but he's actually a bit better here. It was just later on when we were getting down to seconds where I let it slip, and this seemed all very natural. And again, I think this maneuver was quite nice. No, could we do anything else? No. So let's just see. This all seemed all right. His king's definitely in more danger here. He defends everything. Now, I could get a draw probably by going back to fours, but we don't want that here. We wanted to get the rook over here. Maybe this is a little bit slow, but fascinating game. And now we checked and we came back. And now this is where I started to play a little bit funny. Well, I think rook here is correct. And now rook here seemed right. Maybe I need to open things up. The other thing I was thinking is getting my king to b8. But I realised if I come here, he checks me and I have to come back. So if I could put my king here, I should be winning. This is the only problem. So c6 might be good. This was pure panic on my part, being short of time. And then it changed around and I'm most likely winning around here. Oh, let's have a look. If I just save myself a little bit more time, I'm definitely winning at this point again. Knight takes b3 here. And actually even rook here, rook g2 is the way to do it. Because the endings are pretty much game over. Because he can't get his knight out. So rook g2, I just left myself too short a time. And that was maybe a key game if I wanted to really challenge for the top places in this one. So we're on 4 out of 6. All a bit random, and that was annoying because I'd be well up on the leaderboard. Had I won that one, I would have been up in this section here, and that could have easily been me. But we're now halfway through, so let's see if we can keep the rolls going. So wing double. So this is it, double square, and I'm doing. Oh come on, put it there. I want to put the colours on, and I'm doing that to get the bishop out. and I combine that with a wing attack. This is like my general principle. Move a pawn where your bishop can come out. I don't like moving in the centre for some reason in this. I'm more of a wing kind of guy. And now we go for the rook's pawn because we're following our weird principle. And he wants to get his bishop out there, so let's keep throwing the rook's pawn up. And now, because he wants to put his bishop there, where am I going to put my knights here? Do I get the knight out now? Well, yeah, now we get some pieces out because we got decent squares for that knight. Always, I mean, I think the one thing that this trains you is basically to look at your pieces and try to, it forces you to get maneuver your pieces to good squares. Otherwise, you're just not going to do well. And that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to now get the dart squares. Maybe we just shuffle the queen here because the dart squares. And lastly, I want to get this last bishop out. My pieces look pretty decent, but there's no obvious attack. So that most likely wants to come there. So we at least give ourselves the opportunity of swapping it off. And let's bring that guy out. And now I've got. Have we moved the rook? Can I castle here? Can I castle that way? This is something I need to get the rule book out. How do you castle? I'm a grandmaster. I'm trying to learn this game of chess. Could you please tell me how you castle? Well, we're going to get rid of that one. That one's a pain in the arse. I kind of prefer my knight in this position, so we will do this. And this is normally where I swing the rook in, but something here also seems quite juicy. Maybe the queen. Maybe this queen can sneak its way here because the knight is actually pinned. I know it looks dangerous, but life is dangerous. And that's the way I roll. We roll with danger. And we're potentially going to pick up this little guy. But also maybe just pressurize this little guy. There's a lot of little guys we're going to pressure. The little guys don't like me. Right. Now I could grab this one now. He's going to go here at the end. And it's a bit weird. That's not as good as I think it should be. But what else can we play here? Now knight takes just feels he's going to go knight f8 then at some point. So takes, knight here, attacking my knight. Knight over here, he takes. Okay, let's go for it. I think we should swap queens off. I don't necessarily like swapping queens off, but I think it's probably right. And after the exchanges, he can win his pawn back from knight here because he attacks my knight and my pawn. But then my knight comes into this square. But he's not going for that. He's trying to keep the queens on the board. I'd love to get this rook around. That's what I normally like doing. But what about this sneaky little move? Because I want this square for my knight. So if he captures, my knight gains control of that nice square. And I always move my pieces near my opponent's king. This is where my like a tracker beam. So I'm also opening up ways for the queen to sneak over. But I've got to move quicker. I don't want to get in the same kind of time problems I had in that last game. Okay, and takes is going to take, yeah. Does the queen come over now? Does that work? Get them off because I'm pawn up? Get the queen off this? Because the problem is he's going to take the knight there and then his bishop would released against my queen. So I'm actually now thinking, okay, queen exchange, not the end of the world because I've won a pawn. But let's keep up on the clock. It's amazing how much time you can go through in this. Okay, we'll make exchanges, and now go there. You might go there. So where do we go? Knight here, pawn here. Let's just play this little weird move just to stop that. Okay, now here, because I like cheapos. And don't castle, don't do anything so silly. He's going to go here, isn't he? Am I getting myself in a kabobble? Hope not. I want to play d3 and just kick him away. Here I can take it. What is that? Does that really work? Okay. Okay, I didn't even see that his knight his knight was doing that. So he's got his pawn back, but his knight's a little bit offside. I've got more central pawns, so no need to panic. He's got double pawns, and we can try to squeeze his rook a little bit. If he comes up, I will come here. And that is one cheeky little knight, but don't get too short of time, because my knight is also going to be lost. So I'm going to have to re-sacrifice it on f6 here, or g5. But he's coming in then. He's got some kind of ridiculous play. So I'm actually not going to win a pawn, because I don't want to allow his rook active. I might win a pawn, but I want to do it under my terms. And I want to keep my rook the active one. So that's why I've played it in this rather peculiar manner, where we're winning the pawn, but we're doing it much more subtly, and we're not allowing our opponent to get that open file. So this is a more positional way of doing it. And okay, there. Is it time to push? He's coming here. This is just so stupid, this move. It just doesn't make any sense. But I'm trying to trap his knight. So it doesn't make much sense, but I didn't want his knight coming here or here. So there was some mad logic behind it. And now his knight is in real danger. And I don't see how his knight is going to get out. And this ending, just got to stop him ever getting a pass pawn. And it should be good. I mean, what are we? We're only one pawn up, actually. That's not as many as I thought. Okay, but we got g3, and the e pawn will become a queen. So here it comes. Which one's best? This one. He's going to queen with check, isn't he? Fuck, that's annoying. It's not as simple as I thought. I didn't realise he was queening with check. But it's most likely winning for me, because I've got a centralized queen. Centralized queen's great in endings such as this, but let's not do anything stupid. Stupid is my middle name. We want to exchange queens, and actually just keep it more central. And now we've got queen e4 check. There we go. Just a little bit of... This is called a cross check, where in a queen ending, use the queen to block out a check. It's the martial art chess move to exchange queens off when you're material up. So we came back there. That's good. So that was round 7. There's 4 rounds to go. And, you know, we're kind of playing all right, I think, yeah? So after the first couple of games, get used to it. Maybe this is my game. Actually, I love chess freestyle now. Forget this normal chess where the openings are important. Let's just randomize it. And if we look at the standings here, well, Hikaru has made a good recovery. And he's on 6 out of 7. Most of the normal guys at the top. And it shows you that, you know, the normal chess standard does come through, and we're actually on the same amount of points as David Howe there. Look at that. So me and David just hovering around the 27th mark there, which is good to know. 254 players. There's 4 rounds to go. We need to get a big score. And look at that. This is the only time in my life, and I know ratings are not important, but this is the only time in my life where I'm going to be higher rated than David Howe. So in my eyes, they're very important. Look at that. I love it. Let's keep it like that forevermore. And 4 rounds to go. I think there's another break after the next one. Let's see if there's any games still continuing. Okay, there's 1 game going on, but that should be over soon, so we won't take a break now. And yeah, I mean, interesting chess that we're doing. Okay, I'll pause it for a second. Right. So we're going to continue our weird opening concept. Wing, pieces in. What was it? Wing 2 squares forwards, pieces in, tack. That's the way we roll. Okay. So the first thing I try to always do is give these bishops a little bit of life. So my opponent taking the center immediately and kind of blocking up my queen, blocking up this. So I'm just going to maneuver the bishop here. Maybe I'm going to continue with my normal, like I say, 2 pawns. But it might be a little bit more risky now because this knight has a bit more oomph. So I'm going to play this move, but I've just noticed it does allow the bishop here. I can fight about that with that. Now, normally when I play chess, I do like having a space advantage. I think I find it much easier to attack from a space advantage. So that's why I play in such a way. So we'll do this now, and already I'm very confused. And yeah, this move was really confusing me because I moved the bishop. Is that a threat? What's happening here? I want to move the bishop and kick that one away. So let's try this, but it's a peculiar ass position. I don't really want to take that one. It feels like that's a good piece. And stop castling. I hate it when my opponents castle. I don't know how to castle. I haven't learnt the rules of castling. You're cheating. People who castle are just cheats. This is what I've figured out. They're dirty cheats. Castling cheats. That's what we call them. Okay, now g5. Knight comes here though, and it's got f3. We'll cover that for now, but this way my knight covers this square, has this square, and this bloody move I keep falling for again. Always this move, isn't it? I can't allow his queen to come in. Okay, now g5, and I might have to play e4, which I don't want to. Oh, such a confusing bloody game. And my queen is really quite shocking now. I really don't want to play e4. This is tough, actually. My opponent played this well. Because e4, I allow the other knight in, and that just looks horrible. But what choice do I have? Because the queen coming in is horrendous news to me. Knight here. I mean, okay, let's try some weird stuff. So we'll push this, and we'll attack the knight. And I'm just trying to gain some tempo, but I think this is a very good, and I didn't even see I'm not attacking the knight. Jesus, this is horrible now. I thought I was attacking the knight, but this one's defending. This is a bad game. I could well just get mated here. I missed this bloody pawn break again. Key pawn break that I keep missing. My opponent's just gobbling up everything now. And I need a minor miracle here. So, and this one is also going to go, and I don't think I can do much about that. There's too much dropping, isn't there, in this position? So what can we do? Any tricks here? No tricks. Her queen is too strong. I can't get my pieces in. And if the queen comes here, she's just going to take it and go d5, which is really bad. So I just missed that this isn't defended, but it's this bloody pawn break again, which I keep falling into. It's causing me problems. Now knight here. Well, I guess it's as good as any. And oh, there's a check. Knight here. Whoa, I'm really living on the edge here. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm just losing somehow, but I can't see any other. Yeah, I kind of forgot I'm losing control of that. But what else can I do? It's like 3 pawns down. My opponent just trying to consolidate, and that makes a lot of sense. I can't even see a way not to exchange queens, and her pawns in the center should of course win this now, but we'll play on a bit, because you never know if I can. How many pawns down am I? 3 pawns, so we better try and win some back. Pretty sharpish. But I don't think we're going to. Look how strong the pawns are. Oh, they're too strong. They're too strong. And even if we win 1 pawn back, I'm getting mullered in the centre. Absolutely mullered. I don't even know what mullered. I don't even know if that's an official. Is that a word? Mullered? I don't know. But we're getting mullered anyway. Okay, there go. We got 1 pawn back. And look, there's a chance that my opponent can now blunder, because h5 is a little cheeky move. Sell it to my little friend. Okay, so we have to play this. Do we have any tricks? If knight e5, we can take it and go g6. So she's too good to fall for my crappy ideas like that. Which pawn? Which pawn? Only other thing I can do is push the a pawn and try to queen it. Well, that's a plan. Is my a pawn better than her 100 pawns in this position? It's actually a little bit scary. Quite weird. I don't know what's going on here. Come on, go. Go, go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go, go. Johnny, be good. And now I could have won that piece immediately. But I have other ideas. Knight here. And this is actually now, if I wasn't losing on time so much, rather unclear. As in, that bishop is a goner. And I don't even have to rush winning that bishop. And this is probably better for me somehow. But I'm going to try and not win the piece and do something along these lines, I think, to win this. Now here, bishop e5, does that work? Getting out of the way of the check with my last move. a7 is always on the agenda. Oh, fuck. Ah, time. Oh, I've just thrown it away a little bit there with that move. I could have won had the same position with an extra piece. You bloody donut. What am I doing with my pieces? Doing some very stupid ass things here. Ah, especially when you fight back. It's really frustrating. You fight back and you still play like a muppet. Oh, go away with your good moves. You're playing too many good moves, you are. And that is the end. Ah, I was winning that ending as well. Ah, came back right in the game as well. And yeah, just I played a little bit too ambitiously. I should have around here. Well, of course, I can just play a7, and I think I should just play a7, right? This might be alright on its own, but here I have to play a7. And if I play a7, I don't know if it's winning, but it looks... I'm going to win the piece. I'm going to have the same position with an extra piece. So it was quite bizarre there how I managed to fight back, and even a bit earlier I'm wondering, did I have an easier way to win? So it got quite murky here from a completely lost position. We did a good fight back in the middle game, and suddenly all hell kind of broke loose after a4. And I'm not going to say it's fortunate, because she wasn't fortunate. She played better than me and a lot of that, but it was kind of fortunate that that pawn, she could stop it, because she can't unwrangle, and that pawn's coming up the board very quickly. All right, so I kind of feel like I could do much better than in this tournament I've been doing, but there's 3 rounds to go, and then nearly the pub time. Whoa! Maybe I should only celebrate if I get 7.5, but I think I'm going to win the next 3. Place your bets now, and we'll see where we finish in our first ever freestyle tournament, and it's a lot of fun. I might play more, maybe not as fun to watch. Let me know, please. Do throw a like and subscribe. It's obviously probably not as good as Title Tuesday. I'm getting used to it a little bit, but you know, you've got to mix things up a little bit of 960, fish around them, whatever it is. It's alright. So 3 to go, and let's finish strongly. Next game starting soon. Okay, 3 to go, and we've got a Grandmaster now with the black pieces. So we'll see how this one goes. I mean, you should probably, in an ideal world, I'd like to play a classical 960 tournament, or maybe half an hour, because you'd have more time to think, right? And do I allow my opponent to get a big control of center, or do we do something wonky like this? This looks quite interesting. Or even this one. How about that? Let's do that. There's some idea, the rook coming here, checkmate. Imagine that. Pawn takes here, rook takes, b3 attacking the rook, and then rook here, bang, and oh, my opponent just about saw it in time. Okay, interesting ideas. So I love doing this one, as you know, getting the rook and the bishop out, attacking that one there. But my opponent now sensibly developing the knight, and now my rook is looking bloody stupid. But hey ho. Okay, let's go here because this move is annoying me. So I want to tempt my opponent to put a pawn on that square because then the bishop will have more obstacles. And I've also noticed that bishop here it looks like a square, right? So we're going to do this, attacking the rook on the way. So if c3, we just drop back here and we hit the guy on f2. And I don't know if something like queen here works in some positions, but I've got knight here, queen takes here, and then it gets very messy because you're threatening this one. So queen here is a bit, okay, similar idea, attacking my rook. And my rook is a bit of a stupid piece. I mean, you don't move your rook out like that. I just love seeing stupid ideas and like, oh yeah, I'll do that. Good, nice idea. And what do we do with a stupid piece now? Can we sacrifice it or something? It's just getting in the way at the moment. I don't think we can. And this one is also like annoying, isn't it? So this is a good move from my opponent. Now I can take and take, but my king, I don't like it. I don't like it. My opponent has very good development, and this check here as well. So I'm kind of like feeling very annoyed about this position already. Here, check, and this pawn's going to drop, and that's an annoying pawn. And okay, I have to go here. This one, I don't, the knight is coming in, but I don't see any other way to stop this, and the queen comes here now, at least I have f6. So if knight here, I can now take this one, so this might be the best of the bad bunch, and in some positions, if this knight moves, I can grab that pawn. But it's weird and wonderful, this position. And okay, so this check here is not check, but it's still very scary with that coming in, because it attacks my bishop. So queen, and he does play it, bastard. And I don't have anything better than taking here, I feel. Can I castle now? I don't think so. And this is really dangerous. So I had to do this. So it all started to go very wrong when I played this e5 move. Move one, you can get yourself in trouble. And I mean, is this as bad as I'm thinking it is? Because takes, I get worried about some knight here trying to kill me. But if king takes, then I might start some counterattack with this. It's just these guys are really in the way. If I get my queen out, can I still castle? Maybe. That might be alright. So it might not be completely all over. And okay, so this has to be played. I have to take the rook. And now I'm thinking, let's not get greedy and grab that one. Let's bring the queen out so we can castle. And also, all of a sudden, we have some cheeky ideas over there. Can we castle? Still not sure if we can castle, but at least the king can run away, right? It's got this square. Have we castled yet? I think we castled in one game. There's no point starting doing something now, is it? It's too late for all that. No point castling now. But we can also play like knight here and knight here. Weird position, but it might not be too bad. Okay, let's grab that one. We've got a couple of pawns now. And good move, developing, bringing a piece out, all that. So what about rook here? Because I'll give myself an idea of bringing the rook in and bringing a knight out. So my opponent played another good move, stopping my rook coming in. And this one, pawn here, then the knight comes somewhere trippy like this or in the center. Should we try it? Tick in. So the idea is to take the pawn in the middle, and if my opponent's pawn comes forwards. I can't go there, I've just realised, because it doesn't work. But rook here is quite a fascinating concept because of rook takes here, and I want to get rid of this pawn. Now this one is defended by my queen. My queen is surprisingly active, and now I'm threatening that one, but my opponent finds a better move first, and that is probably destroyed all my ideas. Totally missed that. Oh, and I think I was doing well there. I mean, this just seems to win now for my opponent, fighting back well. But chess is hard, isn't it? It's really hard, and well, we need a miracle now. I don't see how we are going to get one in this still quite complex position. Okay, well, it was just okay. Let's have a look. There was I started to go wrong with this around about here. Actually, after e5, I am better if I now play c5 and I have this check on a4. That's really hard to see. And maybe this knight f6 might not be as good as moving the rook here straight away. Moving the rook here straight away, I'm completely winning. In actual fact, my opponent's best move is to castle and give up the rook there. This move is +3. Wow. Okay, well that was rather disappointing, that one, and it means we're not going to get a great score now. We're trying to get to 7 points. There's 2 games left. Let's hope we get through them quickly, and yeah, we'll try to get to a solid 7 at least. And I mean, the other thing we're getting each game wildly different positions. Each game we're getting some crazy position, aren't we? In the middle, and sometimes I'm getting on top of it, but not in that one. I just got the mover slightly mixed up there. My opponent found some good defensive moves, but had I played this move, this rook move, immediately, that would have been going my way. Right, now why is the next game not starting? Okay, Hikaru is playing Christopher Yu, and that does seem like Hikaru is doing pretty well here, and Black is playing on to checkmate. Do they not like each other, these two? What's the story? You don't normally play until checkmate against someone like Hikaru, and he gets the win there. So I don't know. There's always little grudges at the top, isn't there? Could be one. Now Bortnik has won this competition on numerous times, but he seems to be in a bit of trouble here. Black should be winning this one with this pawn. Just got to get the knight out of the way. Knight there, yeah, that's a good idea. Just don't lose your pawn. If you lose this pawn, it is a draw, but you shouldn't be losing this pawn. King here, the pawn comes forwards, and Bortnik finding some very short a time is that Africa, and it's now a draw. So Bortnik is just such a speed player, very good practical player, and this game will now end in a draw. And the way you draw it, I've said many times before, you keep the king and rook quite a long way from each other, and you just keep checking Black's king. Try to keep your king in the middle, but if your king does come to the back, leave your rook on the other side. So keep your king on one side, your rook on the other, and just check, and it's quite easy. But being a piece up, Black might as well play this on, just to see if Bortnik makes any mistakes. And White keeping his king quite well in the center so far, so doing a good job of that, and still lurking around this pretty much the center. It's very hard to even force the opponent's king back in these positions. Does everyone else like have normal positions in these kind of things? I'm the only one who's not getting normal positions, it seems. That's what it kind of seems like. It seems like, yeah, my positions are just really trippy, yeah, and everyone else is getting this position pretty standard, isn't it? Now Black is making a bit of progress, but not enough. And now Oh my words, Bortnik might win this. He's blundered his rook. And all of a sudden, even though you blundered a rook, this is still a draw. This is incredible. Incredible scenes in the stadium here. Live at Wembley. We have Bortnik now in a position where he could win. His opponent blundering a whole rook. He's got to draw by keeping the king and the knight close to each other, but Bortnik's chances have massively increased. He is now slight favourite on the books. We're going to give him 8 to 10 odds. Place your bets now before they run out. And Bortnik still keeping his rook a long way away. Black defending at this moment in time very solidly. Will he get to the 50 moves? Only time will tell. You've got to force the king back, but the knight stays close to the king. 5 seconds is plenty of time for the defender. Great defending here. We're holding up the whole tournament. My mouth is thirsty. I would like a beer, but I'm waiting for these two idiots to finish playing. Can they just finish? Can we finish the tournament so I can sip a nice cold cider in the sun? The sun is going down. We probably have 1 more hour of sun. Hurry up, players. We need to get to the pub. The pub is key. Black is still defending with precise precision, and that is all he needs to do. Keep them sticking to each other like mud sticks to a shoe, like poo sticks to poo paper. Like anything, they sticking together all the way, and no progress is being made. And I am kind of falling asleep now. Can we just get to the 50 moves and get on with the next game, please? So, do I have a job as a sports commentator? And they must be. How many moves they played? I mean, like, God, 175 moves. Thank you. Thank God for that. 2 more games to go on a Friday afternoon. People just love chess so much, don't they? They love it.
Let's just play chess all night long. I'll just stay in my bedroom, get my chess set out and play. I just want to play chess. That's all I want to do. Don't want to do anything else. I love chess. Love it. Love it.
Right, okay, 2 more games to go. And again, I'm playing this weird move because I don't know what else to do. I mean, you just play moves. And this seems to open my queen. Seems good a plan as any. I'll put my knight behind it. Now, what else can we attempt in this position? If we go here, the pawn comes forwards. I don't really mind giving up space. Let's get the knight in, because knights belong going forwards, I feel. And I haven't done any Harry attacks recently. This could be where I'm going wrong. Look at my opponent's queen. You're not getting that one out for a while, are you, Sonny Jim? Are you, mate? Here we go. Harry comes in. And the other idea is to swing it and bring it. So let's just, I don't know, I like it. You can have the centre, play in your traditional way. You traditionalist. I will play in my very weird and trippy arse way. Okay? You right with that? Now, how do I get these guys in? Now, I could go here. That's kind of interesting. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's swap off this knight because okay, that's a good square for the bishop. I was hoping he'd come here because now he's poking his head out the door over here, isn't he? It's a little bit rude. Poke your head that way. I'm going to go here because now my queen can maybe swing over here if he doesn't. You think you want to grab that one? Well, we probably should move this pawn at some... Oh, no, not that move again. I keep forgetting about that move. What's that move called? Anyone remember? It's called castles, isn't it? I hate it. It should be banned. So, my lesson this week, until I do this again next Friday, I probably won't because I'm at the chess event, is to learn how to castle. So, if anyone can give me any hints and magical advice, £100 an hour to learn how to castle, count me in. I don't have £100 an hour, but you get it. Okay, it's still interesting, this position. It's annoying he's got his king over there. My queen seems to be on the wrong side of the board, and I think he can even do this because I'd love to get my queen over here. If I get my queen over here, I'll be much more confident. I know his queen is completely out of the game as well. Have I moved my king? I don't. Yeah, so he plays a good move because now my queen has to come somewhere a bit strange. Can't do this because he's going to take and take there. Unfortunately, that would be really nice. He's going to take my bishop first, takes, and I can't quite do it. That's annoying. And if here this move, so this is this is annoying because my queen's going to end up being a bit stupid now. So the only other thing I can think of is get the knight to one of these two squares. That'd improve, but he's making it tricky for me to. I know his queens has a chance to come out. So my queen's become a bad piece. That's frustrating because it looked like it shouldn't be a bad piece. A number of moves away. Oh, hello. None of that naughty business. He suddenly got a threat out of the blue. So I have to lock it down. Oh, and he's got another threat. Nasty man. Where are these coming from? Can I get out of that with that one? Does that stop it? This is suddenly looking a bit funny. And I wanted to get my knight to e7. That was a dream and a half. So what can we do? I'd love to get this one here as well, but I can never do that because of this one. Maybe I have to put the knight on a5, but all of these plans are not that scary for him. And if he finds a way to improve his position, then he's most likely going to be doing well. I mean, maybe he can just bring it around, right? At the right time. Just double it up. Put a rook on f2. Maybe put the rook there at the right moment. This bishop, maybe I could throw it in there, complicate things, take with a pawn. My pawn could be a nuisance. My queen gets a square. And now he's just showing off with his clever moves. He wants to come over there now and back spank me. That is just very rude, I feel. Now here takes. He comes over there. Okay, we'll play this and pretend we're not scared when we're actually terrified. It's not the end of the world if we lose the chess, but you get it. So that was a very flash move. If I take, he takes, and look at that stupid piece. I really want to run over here as well, but then this one drops. Now rook h6 is key, yes, and now I have to go proper defensive with this because otherwise I'm going to get back spanked badly. It's not just a mild back spank, that is a vicious and ugly spanking. Now what about some counter beautiful sacrifice like this and we come in? Let's do it. I'm sick and tired of defending. This might be ridiculous and bad, but I want my queen to come in. So I don't know, it's either brilliant or brilliantly bad. And I've got to also watch out for his queen coming in just with more oomph than mine. But let's bring it in and just hope he doesn't see it. I can go king here. What's happening now? So I can go king here and here if his queen does wander. He does, so I have to go here and defend my back rank now with this. So he comes around and trying to keep things as solid as I can. Okay, and now we've got a weird position. Probably around even. His knight's going to come in. I need to activate these rooks. Oh, he hasn't got rook there, so I'll take his knight. And now he wants to get his rook in, so I've got to kick that queen away. Queens are coming off. Generally, that is a good sign, but not here. Oh dear, what are we doing? I don't know, that's a crap move. Trippy king arse action, this is what we're doing. Don't care about pawns. Okay, see, no, I've got king e5. Push him, baby. That was shit. Why don't I go there? So I've gone very quiet because it is intense. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Don't lose on time. Don't lose on time, Williams. You're very good at losing on time. Oh, no, don't do funny mouse malarkeys either. Come on, 4 seconds is a lifetime. It's a lifetime. It's an absolute pleasure, my friend. Oh, okay. We got over 50%. Life could be worse. One more game to go. And for the first time doing this, I think that is respectable. Maybe this is my game. I could see myself crushing the best of them in this one Friday. I don't know. Do you guys think I play better in this or better in like normal chess? Or do you think I'm just crap? You can be honest with me. As long as you throw a like, throw a subscribe. Come on. Honesty is good. One more game to go. And the scores at the top, which I reckon one day we will be, is Hikaru and Jospem. The class acts around the top. We see Den Laz is still playing, so Den Laz is probably going to be up there. And where is David Howe? I expect David Howe has shot past me now. There he is, 7 points. How many am I on now? I'm on 6, so I need to win the last round. I think 7 points is fine. We would be adequately happy with 7 points. And let's just check what games are still being played, and it doesn't look like any. So here we are, the last game. Thank God. The decider gets nearer and nearer by the second, and we're doing our normal strategy. We basically like grobbing. We're either grobbing or orangutanging. That's the orangutan. Both terrible openings in normal play, but in this, maybe not. Right, I'm doing this. I just want to get the bishops doing something, and my opponent having similar thoughts. And now I'm gonna that bishop looks very strong, so I'm gonna try and do this, but I have to watch out for f2. We don't want to lose. Allow a knight coming in there. Like, he could be very crafty. Yes, I thought he might do that, the crafty bastard. And now I want to play this one, so I don't want to put a knight on this square because it would block me. And maybe I can do this as well, so we get my favorite little thing. He's copying me, so we'll do that. And now this is my idea with suddenly a very good diagonal. It's actually a threat. This one's a threat, and we're pinning that knight. So the opening, I think, has been a success. Now, also taking there is not so silly, but this is more sensible. Gaining a tempo on the horsey. And he's going to go here, isn't he, next, probably. So we'll move our knight. We have to get all the pieces in the game. That's the strategy. All the pieces coming in. Anything I can do against that? Could I was very close to nearly taking that. I could take here and take that, but not anymore. Now that knight's a little bit loose, but probably nothing I can do to take advantage of it. I could go here. Okay, let's do that. Activate the queen. Queen wants to come in, and he would love to put the bishop here, so if I force him to put the bishop on this square, I'll be much happier because I retain the pin. And if he takes, he's got to keep an eye on stuff like g5 as well. Takes, g5, rook takes, queen takes, doesn't quite work, so if takes, I take back simply. So his queen now comes here, and I'm just going to put this here, because if he takes, I've got g5. And now what? Don't like this knight. Want to get that in, but can't see any obvious way of doing that. So I'll just push Harry. If I'm not sure what to do, we push Harry. This is like the general rule. And now I think it's time to close there, because he might have had that, and his queen's coming around. Sensible play. My queen's coming around. Sensible play. The only guy I'm not happy with is this knight. Okay, let's. Then his knight has this square. Alright, fuck it. With dreams of it coming in to... Even that's not so clear. Right, interesting. Well, I'm going to take it. And I'm not even too worried about this pawn, I say. Probably going to be worried about it. Just a stupid knight, isn't it? Okay, now giving up my dark square bishop. Controversial, but I want the dark squares in the middle. So, is this a good idea? Bad idea? Probably a bad idea. And this is what my plan is, to go here and rook here. Now he can exchange the queens off. How annoying would that be? I don't think it'd be that annoying. So he's come back. I have a little initiative, but only a little initiative, and it might run out very soon because of this stupid piece. And my bishop's not enjoying itself much either. So is it time for something outrageous like this? F6, E5 comes. No, okay, we're gonna play it. It's the last game. Let's do it. So he can't take twice because his rook's on pre, and I do have a threat of F5. So just trying to find moves that keep the threats going. And the other idea is by moving that pawn, given my knight potentially a route out. So yeah, so he is able to exchange queens, but this is my idea. Now he has a check. I don't know how strong that is. He might well want to play it before I whack my pawn in, but he doesn't. Okay, now go there, pawn here, c6. Which one am I doing? Which one am I going for? Choices, choices, choices. Okay, this one. Get the piece out. No, this. Check maybe then. Don't know. Don't know. Even these queenless middle games are full of tactics. Yeah, so I'm going to go here, and now I want this one to come over. So, did you really want to do that? It looked quite risky, I have to say. And now if I come over, what's your idea? Complex. But my pieces are slowly crawling their way in for that one pawn. That one pawn gave me a little bit of freedom, and he's got this problematic rook, and his king doesn't look ideal to me either. So he can go here, but then I'm gonna keep attacking him. So he goes to the side. Is it right to take or push? Which one do we like? Well, I should be moving much quicker. Let's throw him in at much speedier times. Something happening here. Let's see. So it takes. Check. Still hoping that his rook is regretting what it's doing. But maybe not. Fucking hell, it's nearly mate, but it's not mate. Check. F3 mate is the idea. Only move is that. Oh, I have rook there, but he can come in with a king. Bloody hell, he's surviving. Crazy tactics there. Oh no, what have I done? And now I'm worse. Oh, probably a draw, but even that is not. Oh, I don't know. Probably not a draw now, is it? Oh, Simon. Oh no, and we lost the last one. Oh, so what was the win? Let's just have a look. There was one moment there where I got a little bit bamboozled, and my calculation let me down when I'm short of time. So where's the win here? Oh, just like ridiculous. So knight d7. And I should just take here, should I? Just take the rook. I try to be too clever there. So I should obviously take the bishop, take the rook, and I thought this was going to be mate. I thought this was going to be mate because of f3, but he finds this amazing bishop d1 check, which I only saw afterwards. I mean, I could have just won very simply, but it looked like f3 was mating him. I mean, it seems here I've got two massive threats, this and here, but he's got this, and actually he's not worse. Amazingly, after this check here, bishop here, he's suddenly okay. So incredible. All right, well, we try something new then. Thanks everyone. Like and subscribe. A little bit different, and maybe we'll do another one of these in the future. Cheers.